Let's see Paul Allen's card.
He's not in there. Why would you be in his office at 3 o'clock? Where is he? Conference room.
Okay, I believe that is an L. It is, in fact, an L.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Beetlejuice.
It's showtime.
Hello, friends. That may become my new intro, Texas Jen. Hey, cool gamer. Hey, Melissa Jane. I hate to distract you. But anyway, guys. So here it is. It's another day, and I've made myself once again get out of bed and embrace this cold and cloudy and icky looking day. Man, I need some Christmas lights bad. Anyway, guys, welcome here. Melanie, how are you doing? So this is, like I said yesterday, the, hey, Deb Mora, Snoopy Spirit. That's cool. Chris and R, how are you doing? I like distractions. Mel, distractions are what I live on. Anyway, this is part 2 of the Idaho sus. I'm trying to do this in a way that makes it all, hey to hell and back, how are you doing? All compact and concise, because this is the ongoing breaking news thing. Unless you guys want to talk about Twitter, right now, this is the main thing that I see that's of interest. We could talk about Twitter, but I think it's going to get boring very quickly. And it doesn't really get anything. Hey, Rabbit, how are you? Rabbit, did you get my message back on Twitter? Hey, White Rabbit, glad to see you here as well. Sometimes she doesn't know where I am, where I'm off to, and what I'm doing. So that's always fun for her to show up. Miami Spice, how are you? And again, guys, sorry that I just kind of impromptu did this, but found out that I will be leaving here shortly to do some Christmas stuff, which is kind of cool. But anyway, let's see, where was I on this? So I found an article. I want to go over this with you guys. And of course, I say you guys because the chat is the best part of any experience, right? And y'all are great at correcting me and driving and finding the facts of stuff that are happening out there. And you guys know that we love facts here, and that with all this stuff, you got to get through all the hyperbole. You got to get through all the clickbaiters, the grifters, the people that are just there for the look at me experience, which is that might be the worst crime about the whole thing. At the end of the day, we have a quadruple homicide, and it's just bad all around. But we're going to get through this. I saw this and I thought, oh, hey, this is perfect for everybody. The rumors and conspiracy theories ruled out by investigators. We all love this stuff, and this is amazing that who is this? The Independent has brought this out first. While officials are remaining tight-lipped about key parts of the investigation, they have debunked several online rumors and ruled out potential ties to the killings. And there's another article in here too that I find fascinating. It was like there's a bunch of 911 calls going up into this. But anyway, let's go over this real quick. 3 weeks have passed. I can't believe that, right? Since 4 University of Idaho students were brutally attacked in a small college town of Moscow, with no suspects identified, no arrests made, and the murder weapon nowhere to be found. By the way, I found out that this was been 7 years since the last one of these. and then all of a sudden you wake up and there's 4, right? I mean, that is shocking. I see now why this is such a huge thing for the area and for the state, and then it has taken the attention nationwide. They lived in an off-campus home where the 3 female students shared. 4 victims were attacked multiple times and are believed to have perished around 3 a.m., 4 a.m. that morning. By the way, guys, I want you to know, this morning I woke up to a new video from, the only way you get messages is through your Rabbit email. Okay, so the Twitter email didn't work. I'll send you another one. Hey, Dim, how are you doing? Where was I on this? Hang on, I lost it for a second. But I totally lost where I was going with that. I had a thought. That ever happen to you guys? It's happening to me more and more. Of course, though, I'm under a lot of stress, unfortunately. And you guys, hey, by the way, thank you guys for helping me get through all this stuff. Their bodies went undiscovered for around 8 hours. When police finally were called to the home, a report of an unconscious individual. Despite multiple law enforcement agencies being drafted in to work on the case, police appear to be nowhere closer to catching the suspect, leaving students... Oh, that's what I was going to say. I woke up to a new video from YouTube about the monetization. And here's the thing about monetization. The reason why that's important is because, I mean, like, if you make a lot of videos, it will add up. All right. So I've got over 1,000 videos, so it adds up. But the thing with I forget why I'm in the bathroom. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. The thing with the monetization thing is because if you're kicked out, okay, you get kicked down on the algorithm. And so as anybody, I want to grow. I want to continue to grow and be bigger, and I want to bring you guys along with me, right? This is going to be an exciting and it's a field, you guys, that you're here on the ground floor right now. And I really appreciate everybody here who supports me and stuff. And thank you guys so much for making the chat so pleasant. And you guys, it's awesome. Okay, it's absolutely awesome. And every day we're going to go forward, and every day is going to be better than the day before. I just have to, get in that place where I can continue to do this. A format always. But anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know that so YouTube has tightened. They're more restrictive now on their monetization stuff. So I mean, it's hilarious. Any cuss word is now considered the same except for 2, and I think it's funny how they are. It's like cussing is a big one. Anything about violence, anything with children involved, all this stuff, things that I don't cover anyway. Hey, Jim with No Filter, how are you doing? Anyway, let's get back to this article here. I want to see how you guys feel about this. So they went undiscovered, and it called for an unconscious individual, and they're no closer to finding a suspect. While officials are remaining tight-lipped about key parts of the investigation, including why they believe the students were targeted, they have debunked several online rumors and ruled out potential ties to what happened. This is what the police have ruled out so far. The victims were not tied and gagged. Now, when I read that, I was like, oh yeah, I kind of remember that at the beginning of this, but of course I was in a position where I wasn't following this. Debunked a false rumor. The Moscow police debunked a false rumor circulating online that the 4 victims had been bound and gagged during the brutal attack. The autopsies found that the 4 victims suffered multiple wounds and that some of them had defensive wounds. Oh, wow. See, that, I'll tell you, honestly, I've never read that, and I never even thought about that. The defensive wound part is the thing that's... does this not just... yesterday I was talking about this. It seems like something out of a movie, right? Hey, Cake, how are you doing? Glad to see you here. Anyway, it seems now when I read it, it seems like the movie Scream. Like I just imagine that type of character going through with this stuff. I don't know why. I was mentioning yesterday that it felt like Friday the 13th, but and I know it seems weird to compare this to a movie, but it's nothing like the American genre of slasher films. I think has ruined us all. Um, the Latah County coroner said they were found in bed and were likely sleeping when the attack unfolded. There's no signs of sexual assault. Um, I don't even know if I can say that anymore in the new terms, but that's good. Um, I know that's something we always worry about. The case is not linked to a 2021 event in Oregon. Now, I haven't heard about this. In a press conference on 23rd October, similarities were drawn between this and a attack on a young couple 400 miles away in Oregon. Back on August 13th, 2021, two people were woken around 3 a.m. with a masked assailant broke into their home, entered their bedroom, and attacked them both multiple times with a knife. So see, it goes back to a whole like slasher film idea. Travis tried to fight off the attacker, but was stabbed to ending. Miss Juanette was attacked 19 times, but miraculously survived. Despite them putting up a $50,000 reward for information linked to the attacker, 15 months on, the case remains unsolved. Moscow Police Chief James Fry was asked about potential link between the two cases last week and confirmed that Oregon was on their radar and the investigators were probing a possible tie. On Friday, Moscow police ruled out a possible connection, saying that while its cases share similarities, there does not appear to be any evidence to support the cases are related. No connection to the 1999 event. Police says no evidence suggesting that the Idaho attack was connected to a double attack in Pullman, Washington, back in 1999. In the incident more than 2 decades ago, two female Washington State University students were attacked by an assailant while they slept. Both victims survived, and one of the women's ex husbands was convicted on carrying out the attack. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. So here's one. Now, a listener was talking about it in the chat yesterday. Skin pet dog incident is not linked. Okay. In the days after the murders of four students, it emerged that a couple living nearby found their pet dog skinned and filleted, but not long before. Holy cow, man. Holy cow. Her mini Australian Shepherd dog was butchered 3 miles from the home where the students died. The incident was reported to the sheriff's office, which passed information on Muscle Police. I mean, that is horrible. Holy cow, that is horrible. Oh my gosh. Hey, Kindle T, how are you doing? It's always a mood lifter to see all of you. Thank you. That is awesome. I appreciate that. That is what we want to be. We want to be a mood lifter. We don't want to be downers, right? But oh my gosh, dude, I did not know this about the. I know listener had talked about it, but man, that just reading it here just puts it in a different context for me. Uh, Detectives are aware of the incident of the skin dog and have determined it is unrelated to this incident. You know what, though? Here's the thing. Police also said there were no link to reports of dead animals being left on residents' property. There's no link to reports. So that is real. So, you know what? There's a problem. There is a serious problem there. I mean, you've got that and this all happening in the same little triangle of fear. Holy cow, man. Talk about something Just, oh. No connection to February thing in Moscow. Investigators have ruled out connection between this and a February 22 overdose death. And that's the thing, too, I heard was like people were saying that, like, this was drug related and whatnot. And I don't know why people always jump to that. Of course, a lot of people that follow this type of stuff do a lot of drugs, so maybe that's why. But anyway, the yeah, in that case, the coroner's office confirmed it was due to an overdose and not an ongoing murder investigation. Okay, there was a red Mustang that's not connected to this. Investigators have revealed that a red Mustang left near the crime scene is not connected to the murders. I said it. Son of a gun. Sorry, Tubes. Sorry. To the attacks of the 4 students. On Monday, police acknowledged online reports of a red Mustang on S. Deacon Street being processed as part of the investigation. The department debunked the rumor, saying the information is not accurate and the vehicle is not connected to this incident. The Mustang became focus of much attention on Reddit, with one user saying, "Yesterday, I took a screenshot from the Idaho Facebook group of what appears to be a red Mustang convertible being searched by forensics team. It had the original image and the thread were removed from the Facebook group due to disagreement on whether or not the image showed a forensics team or a group of people fixing the car." That is hilarious. Okay, so the one thing that we talked about yesterday that is this one right here. The skin pet dog incident is not linked. That one really gets me. But it's still, though, it tells me that there's a sicko on the loose. And that, hey, Mountain Girl, how are you doing? Thank you for stopping by. Mountain Girl, you got me on doing this. I'm trying to find content after everything I've been through here, all the stress and everything. Those of you that don't know, I've been in the hospital for a long time, and it's been nonstop for the past few days, and a few weeks. So my channel is suffering greatly, and this was right after I started, really growing, so it kind of hurts. And Mountain Girl, she is I'm a longtime fan of her channel. And she says, go back to the beginning is one of her famous sayings. And yesterday I was saying, I was like, go back to the beginning. And I was like, this is major news. And my channel, when I got started, was on, I did a lot of Gabby Petito stuff because there was news every day. And there's a lot of cluttered and crazy news that I didn't think was fair. And so I took that advice. I don't know, it just popped in my head. And that's why I got back on here to Idaho. And that's why this is Idaho Sus Part 2. I'll keep it all named like this, so it just stays in like one big file folder. But I do think it's amazing that this is a small college town, and 4 people were so brutally attacked. And I think this is a major news thing. And as I do current events, this is a major current event. Unless you guys want to talk about Twitter. I mean, right? That's the big things that are going on right now. But I also want to say, yes, Mountain Girl, the Ted Bundy case, that was the very first thing that popped in my mind when I saw all this stuff. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I need a distraction. You're right. Hey, Sherry, how are you doing?
Hey, I can't complain.
No.
Thanks for asking.
Did you guys hear that? I didn't want her to answer. I wasn't saying her name. That was a different name I was saying. Always go back to the beginning in day one. That's it. And so that's where I am right now. But this stuff, thank you. Yes, it got me, didn't it? Um, so here's the thing. So there's the animal incidents. That's something that I can't. Miss Richards, I will not say your name again, or the computer will take over. Getting through it. We actually have weather here. Snow. um, but yeah, the animal thing that gets you. Because we all know, it's an early trait of somebody who is a serial incident person. They uh, they attack animals. They brutalize small furry woodland creatures, and so that's a bad thing. But the way this animal was attacked and left on this family's property, that's targeted as well. I mean, there's no other way you can say it, but that's targeted. And um, yeah, we're having gross cold rain. That's right. So there is somebody out there. There is a psychopath out there, and let's face it. I mean, if you're hurting family pets, you're a psychopath, right? So you got a psychopath out there already, but that psychopath they're saying is not connected to this incident. Um, I'm kind of curious as to why not, right? I don't know. I don't know. It seems like there still should be discussion about that. It's like, well, who is this person? Like, what are they? I mean, do they go to the same grocery stores? I don't know. It just seems like they should be in. I don't know. It just seems weird. But okay, so this is another one I wanted to hit on. The 911 call logs reveal sightings of bloodstains, knives, and suspicious men in town of Idaho. Now, this is 4 days ago, so I'm a little late to the party here on this. But again, this isn't something, when stuff first happens like this, I don't cover it on a daily basis. Because, usually they handle themselves. Um, but this is different. Of course, obviously. Now we have to go back to the beginning and look at all this stuff. So, suspicious males with ski masks and knives. Now, there's a bike trail, and this was Lister had said this yesterday in the chat. There's a bike trail back behind their house where they were, and that's something that gets me because here where I live, if you're on the eastern coast, I guess, if you're Eastern time zone, you're very well aware of the Appalachian Trail, and because it goes from like Maine to like somewhere in Georgia. And the Appalachian Trail is it's it's been used, or people have been targeted, people have been attacked, however you want to say it, on the Appalachian Trail. And I know that from my own personal experience that there's areas of the trail where people live off the side of it. That's like their full-time residency. They have a tent and they live there. They also do that. That's a big thing during summer. I did hey Darth Hideous, how are you doing, bud? Um, they're doing in the summertime. I did whitewater rafting once, and that's the first time I was exposed to it. And our guide, he said that he was in college, and when the dorms closed, he he camped. Like that was his thing. Was he worked for a whitewater rafting company. He had access to their showers and everything. And he camped off the trail. And it was like him and his girlfriend staying in a tent. And I was like, man, until he got the girlfriend, I was like, dude, you were living the life. I'm kidding. But yeah, he really did. It's crazy how that happens. And so then later on, I started to find out about like there's several cases, major cases on the Appalachian Trail of people being attacked. And I think the last I read was like you're more likely to be hurt by a human on the trail than you are by a bear. Um, but anyway, so there's this mountain biking trail that went behind there, and that's what made me think about. Well, is there some sort of like vagabond type that's just like walking around that targeted these people. But anyway, suspicious males with ski masks and knives, and this is what gets me. It made me talk about that. The owner of a laundromat in Moscow reported something alarming: a mark on a column inside that looks like blood. Though the police officer responded, they did not file a report. This is just one of many potentially worrying but seemingly unconnected sights and sounds reported in the town since the murders. Since the murders, yeah, that's well, these are people being a little egregious with their feelings. One person reported a suspicious vehicle in the parking lot along with a person out digging in the dirt. You'd be surprised how many people do stuff like that. Like one day I was at a stoplight and I was watched a woman was grooming the trees that the city had planted. And she was just a resident. Like you could tell. She just walked up with her shears and stuff and was cutting like low lying branches off. And I was like, that's weird. But I mean, she did a good job. So I mean, save the taxpayer dollar, right? That's her donation to government. So yeah, seeing people digging dirt is not that's suspicious. Another report: a person standing in the cul-de-sac wearing a big jacket and wearing a black ski mask. Also, we're unable to locate them. A report on Sunday, November 20th, reported a male on the side of the road carrying a knife in front of him, stretched out. That's weird. I think maybe you should maybe call the police if you see somebody walking down the road with a big knife stretched out, right? Suspicious man suggesting Moscow residents were particularly alert. The focus of numerous calls are on suspicious men suggesting Moscow residents are particularly alert to the possibility of a male perpetrator. This is hardly unreasonable given the overwhelming evidence that men are more likely to commit violent crimes than women. I don't know, man. You follow those OnlyFans murders, and you'll see differently. Over the next 2 weeks, citizens reported a male outside taking photos of the upper floors, a male acting strange and throwing things into a dumpster. He was throwing trash away. Suspicious male on the University of Idaho campus, a male wandering around the area who was there several days ago too, a male at the dog park asking strange questions, a strange male saying suspicious things, and more. Guys, this is what's sad is, so this is a small town, Moscow, and I need to look up to see what the size of it is. I need to come back over here and check out the chat. I got team in blue. Let's go. Oh, sorry. But if you ever take a boat down the Mississippi River, you'll see all sorts of places where people live in boxes or tents. Yeah, what's funny? I would like to take a cruise down the Mississippi, but the Mississippi River is still very Tom Sawyer. It's amazing. It's a wonderful. Hey, happy Big Ten Championship Saturday. Yeah, that's right. Today's the SEC game. I forgot about that. Boy, I'm glad I got this over with early. Yes, please hit the like button. Thank you, Texas Jen. And if you guys don't mind, I am always accepting subscribers. So anything to help with that algorithm. Here's the thing. I'm a small business. I'm a entertainer. I'm your entertainer. That's funny to think about. So here's my thing with this think about Moscow, Idaho, okay? Idaho doesn't have a big population to begin with. Moscow is a small town. They haven't had any incidents like this in 7 years. I imagine their police force. Have you ever seen the first Rambo movie called First Blood? The police force in that town. That's what I imagine is like. It's just a few officers. They can't handle all these 911 calls. There's probably just a few people in the 911 service area. They can't handle all these, to run out to every time somebody says, I see something. They have to prioritize emergencies. And it's a scary thing, but it's a sad fact. So, they're being overwhelmed, and then now they're coming in with all these YouTubers, and that's overwhelming them. And I'm gonna let you guys know that YouTube is. I've noticed this on my own. When you spend a lot of time on these things, you start seeing patterns and stuff. And YouTube does, man. They kick back on a lot of stuff. If you any of the stuff that where uh, people are harassing people outside of homes and stuff, they start really striking that stuff down. So this is they have to. I mean, they just absolutely have to because it's become a mob effect. Um, oh, hey, Fancy Glam, a new member. Thank you, Fancy Glam. Go over to the membership. Yeah, I'll tell you what, you can email me at theexpert@email.com or go to the membership channel after this on my channel page, and there'll be a link over there to Discord. Um, Appreciate having you as a new member. This is great, man. I'm excited. Fancy Glam is I'm a huge fan of. So thank you. Um, Hold on, wait. You gotta find a goof outfit for the Christmas parade. Something hideous and wonderful so as to be a true representative of the post office. Oh, that's hilarious. Love you all. Going to Walmart. Hey, I love you. I can't say it without the computer coming on. Thank you for coming by, and I love you, and I appreciate you, and I love having you here in the chat too, and I mean that, guys. You guys are really are awesome. Let's see here. Oh, Perry 3710. Um, Perry, I dig your avatar, man. The student's neighbor reported a prowler in bushes. Said it was going on for a week back in July, literally across the street. I didn't know that. Reported a prowler. That's crazy. Now, here's one I woke up to. Where did I hear this? Oh, what's the guy's name? I can't remember him now. He's a lawyer. He does. He's a criminal defense attorney. Anyway, he was talking about how they've been harassing, or like I guess tubers have been harassing. There's a law student that lives like next door to these people. He's a third-year law student, and he went to the police the other day, and he said, "Look, I want you to take my fingerprints. I want you to swab me for DNA. I want to be cleared of all this stuff because these people are coming and they're harassing me now." And so the police, they obliged all that stuff. Now that's a big step because I don't know about y'all, but I don't think that freely giving away your DNA to the government was a principle of the Bill of Rights. But he did that just to be left alone, and that is awesome. Um, oh my gosh, this is hilarious. How about a crush box for your outfit? That is hilarious. Um, yeah, this is let's see here. Too bougie. Guys, I love you in the chat. You can get me pulled away. Oh, then distracted. Hang on a second here. All right, let's see what Perry said here. Yes, weird. The fact that said it was going for a whole week is definitely noticeable. It is, and that's weird. Oh, and look at this. I didn't know about this, Texas Jen. There was a 911 call from the field across the street around the same time as the unliving. Thank you for the terminology, by the way. Um, yeah, I didn't know about that. Um, that's crazy. And here am distracted a little bit from To Hell and Back. Sherry, I really appreciate the post. I truly do. What's funny is truly do too. It's amazing how they can do it. Are there gripes? Are there complaints? Yeah, everybody has that, right? But at the same time, it's an amazing. Just I'll tell you what, guys. Do yourself a favor. Write a letter to somebody. Write an old-fashioned handwritten letter to somebody. Drop it in a mailbox, and just wait, see what happens. You will change somebody's day like you wouldn't believe. And also, it's just amazing to think that you drop something off in front of your house, someone picks it up, and it gets taken anywhere in the United States. If you have special, if you know how to do it overseas, it goes anywhere in the world. It really is truly amazing. Um, okay, yeah. Here, let's talk about this. Do you think it's more likely is someone close to one or all of them, or a stranger? Chat would have to answer that. I have no opinion. Because it's like Mountain Girl when she came in, she said Ted Bundy. It kind of reminds you of that. It does, and I think what the Bundy stuff at Florida State, that was just was that random? Um, oh, that's cool. This is great. Look at Deb here. Once a month, I send a card to someone. USPS. It's actually cool to get something like that. It really is. It truly, truly is. Um, I like this. How about an out of work carrier pigeon with a billboard saying, "Ousted by email, will deliver messages for corn and shelter." That is funny. Um, oh, hey, I wrote a letter to my mailman supervisor, and he was so shocked. He called and asked me if I could put it in their newsletter because they only get complaints. No, that is true. I'll tell you what, guys. If you ever have a chance to send a compliment, please do that. That is the truest of true things, man. How everybody uh, is. Uh, all it is complaints. I mean, you gosh, look at Twitter, right? Darth Hideous says that he has the writing of a doctor. I understand that one too. So after okay, so here we go. Let's see here. Hang on a second. So Perry, Texas Jen answers your question. After studying the layout of that house, someone had to know their way around, in my opinion. And it's a small town, right? Here's something else that gets me is like I said about uh this kind of reminds you a little bit like I go back to that slasher movie. Sounds like what about like Scream? And it does. It's the uh it's the guy. They I mean, Scream was about people they went to school with, right? She was dating the guy. Of course, they know the way around. But why do this? And that's something that's where we can't fathom it, and that's something that will completely wreck our psyche, our processing abilities on this. It's just I don't know. It's just it's a crazy it's a crazy thing. As somebody who like I'm going through emotions right now that I've never had before, and I understand. Uh, feelings that I've never understood before. It's just a weird thing to try to wrap your mind around that of a killer. Someone that who would stalk somebody out, and I believe the police are still saying that this looks targeted. When you hear about what a small town it is and how few problems they have, you can't help but think it's targeted. Correct? I mean, you guys stop me if I'm wrong. I mean, there's something evil going on in this place, and I believe it was Squad Bob said something about like there was there's he's heard stuff about cult activity or something like that or Satanist activity there, and that's something else. It's like when you're massacring family pets, man. That's an all points bulletin. If I heard that happen in my neighborhood, the doors would be locked and the security cameras would be rechecked. Right? It's just um I don't know. It's crazy. What do you? Hey, that's something else. What do you guys do for security? Have you ever thought about that? Your house, how you harden your house. That's a big thing. Is hardening your house. It's look that up sometime. That term. Um, let's see here. It was known as a party house, right? So lots of people probably know their way around. However, still can't believe the evil it would take to do this. The stabbing is personal. Oh, well, you know what? That's right. That is right. I didn't think about that. It is personal. Oh, hang on, let's see what Perry says. It's possible this killer learned the layout by either watching them over time or even researching online. That's another thing. You guys, you'd be surprised how many house plans and stuff like that you can find this stuff online. Now I know like their place, it's not going to be, but it's like I saw a picture on Twitter. It was like the pink cowboy boots of one of the victims were still in the window, and so you got to think to yourself, okay, well, pink cowboy boots, that's a girl's room. Now, just how do I get there? The thing that with this being targeted and everything, and I have a hard time grasping is how there were another couple there asleep, and they didn't get woke to this, right? Or awoken, excuse me. I said woke. Let's see here. What did Kager Death? As most calls recorded, I often tell handler to flag calls to the team leader to listen. Let me thankful appreciation for their help and knowledge of simple politeness. Yes, uh, that's awesome, Cake Your Death. I didn't think about that. Animals being unalived is a sure sign of serial unalive or escalating. Uh, Deb, I don't recognize your avatar. Are you new? Because you saying unaliving is just it makes me so happy that you're saying that. Because it's so hard. It's so hard here in the mean streets of the tubes. Oh, the floor plans and pictures are online. I didn't realize that. So that's a new one to me. Also, the last residents were a large group of students too. They will have had people in and out for years also. So no layout. That's Perry, man. You nailed something I wasn't thinking about. People have lived in this place. I mean, there's 6 people living here now, right? So there's always been 6 people living there. Uh, oh, they used it when it was up for rent. Okay. The victim's home is on Zillow with a layout. Oh wow, does anybody have a link to that? I'm surprised I haven't seen it. I'm very new here. This is my first year live. Well, welcome. I like having you here, and I appreciate you using the terminology. Um, I can't read your full avatar though. Um, yeah, Deb. Yeah, check it out. I like Texas Jen oh, checked out her channel. What is her channel? To hell and back. Yes, easier to research this stuff nowadays. I didn't realize it was on Zillow. Um, oh, it says True Crime Junkie. Oh. I tried to stay away from the junkie part, but it's major news, right? Deb, do you have anything that you think that I should look at? Um, I'm again, if you're new here, I've got a background in law. I mean, I don't practice or anything like that. I don't currently practice. But I do have all the credentials. So I'm of a I don't know. I hate to get too spread out because I don't want people attacking me. Um, your channel is the name, True Crime Junkie. Oh, cool. All right. Hey, American Princess, how are you doing? Oh, New Zealand Mysteries, how are you? I've been thinking about you. I was like, I haven't heard anything from you, and we had talked during it was Kylie Rodney. New Zealand Mysteries. I've been just my situation. I've been at a hospital a lot lately, and I hate that I've been away from the tubes, and I want to get in here and get involved more. And I haven't been following you close enough to see if you've done any more lives. I know you were going to get back into that. Um, yeah, I'll have to True Crime Junkie. I'll have to check you out definitely. But yeah, thanks for being here. And again, I just give that perspective from the legal aspect. All right. I try to be as reasonable and think of the other side as you can. I don't give anything that is advice or anything that you should rely on, but it's it is what it is. I mean, when I graduated from law school, I worked in a government. I worked for the government, and so I did not do, I did not do murders or crime or court anything like that. I wrote letters. I wrote opinion letters and stuff like that. So when I rely on stuff, it's all from my law school experiences. Um, you're super small. We're all super small. We're all super small. Um, let's see here. My lives are horror vid reacts. I'm moving into doing videos of historical true crime. Oh my gosh, Deb. I there's that's awesome. Like that is a very cool aspect that has interest me because there's like some like cool like historical things that people don't realize, and it's just it's neat. I think like I love history. Like I don't love gore and death and stuff like that. I hate it. Okay, but I do follow the conversation. Now videos on historical stuff I really enjoy and historical true crime that is really that's a cool thing. I had of course this was before YouTube. I had a friend of mine that was a graduate of the of Florida State, and his well now wife, she was a Chi Omega, and he gave the entire outside tour of the Chi Omega house of where Bundy did his acts. And he's like, yeah, this is stuff like the whole sorority. They will not talk about it. They're not allowed to like mention it or anything else. It was really, a really crazy, cool, amazing thing. Eerie too, but I love stuff like that. American Princess. I'm still trying to catch on this case. I am too, American Princess. Yeah, hey guys, go check out Deb's channel, True Crime Junkie, and go give her a subscribe. Help her out. We can get her to 100, surely. I'll be over there. I'll be subscribing shortly. It doesn't do it. It doesn't hurt anybody to subscribe. Uh, oh yeah, Lizzie Borden. Yeah, that's my wife has got me into her. I didn't know anything about her until then. American Princess, yeah, catching up on this case, it's sad to think that this was 3 weeks ago is when this started, and I saw now that we've got this several things where we have the police have debunked stuff. It's put out a thing about debunking, and then now it's all these 911 calls that have been coming in, and this is it's just weird. Let's see. A caller on Thanksgiving Day said a man had given his daughter a note on the back of a receipt while she was at work saying, "You better watch out." One person reported a man who came to the business and kept trying to get a young female employee to go outside with him, while another said they were followed home from work by an unknown person. In both cases, officers made contact with a suspicious person but filed no reports. Number 911 calls involve suspicious noises or unexplained phenomena, suggesting an understandable jumpiness among residents. Could you imagine what the unexplained phenomena has to be? Keep waking up to noises outside. Would like an officer to check the area, said a call log. Officer responded, no report. Another 3 days later is hearing noises above her and is making her nervous. Officers responded, no report. See, guys, and this is again, this keeps the police away from finding the actual person. Some reports mention hearing screams, including people screaming for help. Well, I mean, this is a college town. Here's the sad thing: you always heard noises, you always heard screams, you always heard weird things, but you ignored it because it's college kids. A caller the previous day claimed that someone had knocked on their door and walked away saying they have a big dog, try a different house. Also responded but did not file a report. And then the callers described the total of media attention. Now, this is the one that I'm really interested in. Some reports, however, seem to clearly reinforce the killing, such as a woman who said she got a private message on Instagram from a stranger saying, "Be safe out there." Guys, that is, I say be safe at the end of these streams. You guys, you have to be safe. You have to keep your head on it, right, Perry? It's got to be unbelievable. You have to keep your head on a swivel. You have to cover your six. You got to watch out for each other. Like, that's why I always say I really do love you guys. Like, listen to my voice. If you listen to me, like at the beginning to where I get towards the end of one of these streams, you can hear my voice change. I can feel it. Okay, so maybe you can't hear it, but I can feel it, and I get energy, and I get it's like it's a dopamine charge talking to you guys and discussing this stuff and interacting with you in the chat. And I absolutely love this. You have no idea how crucial you are for my own health. And I do. I mean that. Be safe out there because I want you to come back. I love you guys because you're sharing your precious time with me. You know, a self-admitted idiot. Um, but uh, yeah, let's get Deb to 100. What are you at now? Do we know? Hang on a second here. I'm gonna do this real quick. Go to YouTube. And what's the true crime junkie? Let me see this. True crime junkie. Um, I've got Crime Junkie podcast. Oh, is this? That's 67,000 views. How come what am I typing in wrong, guys? I don't know what I did wrong. Darth, I was thinking the same. Darth, please don't. Oh, I'm an expert. No, no, not at all. Not at all. Um, yeah, Melissa Jane, she's here. I'm keeping her from doing her work. Oh, Zillow and apartments both pulled their houses from their sites. Oh, wow. I mean, you have to, right? Is it? Let's see here. Let me try that name. Oh, there you are. Okay. Deb has 95 subscribers, and now she has 96. And there you go. So, look, don't anybody say I'm not a nice guy. um, uh, he will put the Discord link in the community. Yes, I will. Yes, thank you, White Rabbit. I'll do the Discord link in the community tab under members. So please go over there and you'll be invited in, and one of the angels will come in and set you up. The VIP chat is where I try to spend most of the time. The general is kind of like a landing page. Um, but even that, and I apologize. I've got to get over there and do some open streams with you guys. You guys, over in the Discord, you can do an open channel. You can do a chat, and I will be in that chat more. I just haven't been able to because I'm in a hospital and can't talk freely. I don't have an empty space. There's no family room or anything like that I can go to and do one of these things, which is really it's hard. Yeah, New Zealand Mysteries. She's another good one. I have so many friends from that side of the world. I love it. It's absolutely awesome. Um, okay, so let's see here. Caller requesting an officer to escort her daughter to her vehicle and home after she gets off work at midnight. So somebody's calling 911 asking for a police officer to escort their daughter to their car and then follow them home to make sure they get in safe. Guys, there's not that many police officers. I mean, if you look at the numbers on a force, you're like, oh wow, there's a lot. But there's like two people in the office, for like every one out in the field. And then there's and they work on shifts, and you have to realize like these counties and stuff. I mean, I don't know if there even is a police force here. I just hear that it's the sheriff, and these counties are huge, y'all. They're huge out west. It's yeah, it's not fair for anybody, and that's what you have to you got to protect yourself. And it's just I don't know. That's just this whole thing's sad. Um, let's see here. Let's see what this one is. How long ago was this? Oh, 31 minutes ago. Okay, Idaho Live. Moscow police reveal 6-person may have lived at house as crime scene probe wraps up. I thought I covered this yesterday. Moscow police have revealed for the first time that a 6-person may have also lived at the home where 4 University of Idaho students were brutally attacked in their beds. I swear I did this yesterday, but this is 31 minutes ago. So this has happened. This is breaking while the stream is going. This is a new information, supposedly new information coming out while we've been here live. Detectives are aware of a 6-person listed on the lease of the residence, but do not believe the individual was present during the incident. I mean, I'd hope not. That was an update on Thursday. Yeah, this is the identity of 6 persons has not been released. The shocking revelation comes after authorities previously said only 5 people were living at the property. They all done in the early hours of November 13th. Now, 19 days of investigation. The attacker is still at large, and detectives are wrapping up their work on the crime scene. Okay. Now wait a second here. Hold on. So this one we got, that was from the parents. Now an hour ago, moment fake reporter. Oh, look at this. A fake reporter questions police about Idaho murders. A woman has been exposed as falsy. As falsy? That's crazy, right? Posing as a journalist to question police in the attacks of University of Idaho students. This footage shows the moment the fake reporter identified herself as being with the student newspaper, The Pathfinder. She proceeded to ask Moscow police about the murder attack weapon and the possibility that there might be the attacker might be a female. In a Facebook statement, Pathfinder said the woman was not associated with them and they were confused and concerned by the incident. Oh, wow, look at this.
Destiny Martin with the LCSC Pathfinder. Can you lend any insights into the possibility that the murder weapon is linked to the ROTC program? And also you mentioned that the analysis unit is here. Will we be able to hear anything from them about a working profile they possibly have?
Holy cow.
And on that note, have you guys ruled out the possibility that the killer might be a female?
So we look at every avenue. We're looking at every group of people. Like I said,
wow.
In our first,
that takes gall, right? I mean, guys, this does not help investigations. I mean, that is wild. And here's what we're going to show, guys. Here's what I'm going to show you all, and I want you guys to come along with this ride, is that this stuff is going to get crazier and crazier. It started with, I see a trend. It starts with Petito. You have then Kylie Rodney. And what happened there, right? All of a sudden, everybody is just satisfied with the reports after the autopsy stuff came out. And then it's going to go into this. And I'm telling you, these people are going to get... and I say these people, I mean that you have this element of tubers that are just illegitimately doing clickbait stuff. And I love showing stuff like this. Anytime, yeah, this is wild. Yeah, this is nuts. Yeah, you know that was a YouTuber, right? Yeah, I know it's been 19 days. That's scary to think about that. I didn't realize it had been that long. Um, uh-oh, somebody Miami Spice, take a nap, babe. Oh, I love Miami Spice. Uh, sorry, Helen back. Hey, listen, that happens. That happens. Uh, yeah, 2 night. Oh, were you in Clumsy's last night? Oh, I'll have to go check it out. I checked out John Malin, saw ID Crisis did a, political buster over there. Sorry, guys. This family. If the longer you stick around me, the more I get to know you personally, and the more I'll start talking to you in the chat and stuff, and we go back and forth. And I love this part of it. Um, okay, who's BHB? I don't know BHB. Yeah, okay, wasn't a court hearing shut down because of YouTubers. Perry, I'm so glad you said that. You know what it was? It was Adventures with Purpose. That whole mess over there. That's another mess that's like that's one I probably should have covered. That happened at the height of me not being where I am. Oh, Bullhorn Betty. No, that wasn't her. That was not her. Unbelievably. Um, but yeah. So this what you're talking about the court hearing? Yes. I forget the guy's name that in Adventures with Purpose. He's the guy that like started them and everything. And he had all these allegations from his past that are he he violated a family member, and that's it's really weird. It's really yeah. I would figure it'd be her too, Deb. Jared, yeah, thank you to Helen back. Jared and his he was supposed to have his hearing the other day, and YouTubers disturbed it. Matter of fact, it was what's it the guy's name? Something Ron is what heard. Uh, it was he got on into I guess in the courtroom or something, and it got to where they were streaming the court stream was going out, and he promoted his channel on it. Was it like Deputy Ron or something like that? I forget the guy's name. There's so many of these people. Yeah, it is. It's embarrassing for YouTubers. I don't want you guys to think that I'm associated with that stuff. I mean, I can laugh at stuff, but I'm not going to sit here and promote. I mean, this stuff is absolutely crazy. Don't go to courtrooms. People look at a lot of Nick Rekieta stuff, and they saw how well he did. Yeah, Jared Lasik and Duty Ron. Thank you. Yeah, Duty. That's now I heard it was him. I don't know this for fact. I think I heard it was on a different. It was on the stream that I listened to about it being shut down. Um, no, caps are great. I can see them. They pop up real big. Um, but yeah, supposedly like he got on there and promoted his site, which I mean, man, and here's the thing. It doesn't do any good talking bad about YouTubers because they have fans and they will never leave them. And there's no everybody is finding their niche, and you just gotta let people find their niche. But I do think personally for me that's a bad man. I would not do that. Um, it's just Okay, what do we know about potential motive? The attack was targeted, police said. However, it is unknown whether the perpetrator targeted one or more of the victims in the residence they were attacked in. It is not known if the killer personally knew one or more of the victims and whether the attack was carried out in a fit of jealousy or rage. They revealed that the bodies did not show signs of sexual assault. There I go again. That's another one I think is bad. Police have distanced themselves from earlier characterizations of the crime as personal. Um, so there's one that got me was that the boyfriend that was staying there that uh, Let's see here. I've never done. Let's see. Hang on a second. Wait a second. I've never had even done one harassment. I'm a super famous YouTuber. I've never done one harassment. Hey Patricia. Okay. Wait, aren't you a YouTuber? Let me check that. What app I'm on? LL later. Okay, I don't understand, but that's cool. Uh, yeah, you're famous now, Darth Hideous. Uh, so yeah, the whole thing about the targeting thing. So the boyfriend was found in like a doorway, right? That's one of the things I did see this morning. And guys, remember, it's like American Princess said. I'm trying to catch up with this stuff. Uh, yes, you're absolutely right. Respect and care are the first rules of covering anything. And making up stuff is not a I like this, Ellenbach. I hope your channel grows, but I hope your head does it. I think that's what happens to some. To Hellenbach, I have you and everybody else here in this chat to keep me from my head growing. And if you ever think I am, please contact me and say, hey, dude, chill out. Because I am not, guys, let me tell you what, I am a very, very lucky person to be sitting here with you guys. And I am look, I have no ill intentions. I couldn't think of any. I just want us all to be happy, and we all live on the same rock, right? We all have limited time together, so I want us all to be happy and get rich, right? Isn't that what everybody wants? But yet they don't want that for other people. They want it to pull and drag and push down, and that's not how you get yourself up. Uh, Now I can act like I have a big head. I love doing that, but in reality, I'm a very frail person. That's the first time I've ever admitted that. Miami Spice, you're killing me. I admitted that to you the other day for the first time. It's a shame it couldn't be solved as quick as 7-year-old went missing. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I saw that a little bit last night or this morning, and definitely kids are no on the going forward with the tubes. They don't like it, and I don't like covering them because it's sad. It's beyond sad, and I can't get myself into that darkness. Uh, I Extraordinary cases I enjoy because this shocks the conscience of everybody, I think. Let's see here. Ethan could have crawled after the attack. Okay, yes. See, I need to memorize their names. Ethan could have crawled after the attack before succumbing to his wounds. Not necessarily he had a fight with the perp in the hallway. Thank you, Perry, for getting me on point with that. So they said that there were defensive wounds on him, and that's my gut wrenching part. That's my gut wrenching because knife fights are not a good thing, guys. They're horrible. Um, it's Unfortunately I've been stabbed, and it is not fun. So don't worry though. It was actually accidental. So but it sucks, and your mind reflects on that, like what it's like, and it's horrible. It's horrendous, and there's nothing about a knife that you want to play with. Um, but yeah, he could have succumbed to his wounds not necessarily after he had a fight with the perp in the hallway. That he had a fight. That's true. I didn't think about that. Um, but that was how I believe the other residents they found him like that. I know that one girl passed out from there. And hey, Squad Bob, how you doing, buddy? And then each had a pony. I agree. Everybody would be happier if we all had ponies. Uh, a candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. You're right, but you know what you gain? You gain extra light. That's really cool. That's really cool. Evil hairless monkeys on Space Rock. Gotcha. Defensive wounds mean they fought for their lives and lost. That's horrendous. It is. Um, let's see here. Yeah, it's bad. It's just awful thing. Um, yeah, let's see here. Uh, guns, deadbolts, and mass student exodus. Parents are ordering deadbolts. Teens are asking for guns, and the streets are empty in Moscow. Oh my gosh, there's a killer attackers on the loose. Nearly three after four college students. Three after four college students. Okay. Shooter reports Moscow lock shop can't keep up with the demand for deadbolts. The calls started coming in just hours after police discovered uh, what happened, and the phone started ringing even more by November 17th. The number of calls they had reached 50 in a day. If you imagine that there's two of us working, then we're going out and actually doing calls, and there's 50 calls in one day. We're not getting them all done. Locksmith Casper Combs told the Independent last week, pointing out that it takes about an hour to install each deadbolt. Parents are ordering deadbolts. Teens are asking for, and the streets are empty in Moscow. There's a killers on the loose. Even more 2 weeks after four college students, and as fear is deepening, time goes by. So that's the first lab results have come back. Okay, so we all knew that people would be wanting to arm themselves. It's funny. Here's my feeling about this: is don't wait for there to be a event where uh, oh, that is awesome, New Zealand Mysteries. That is awesome. You're a true saint. Um, I heard about the increased demand in deadbolts. Okay, so Um, don't wait until there's an event to make you act. Okay, and then also remember that deadbolts only work if you use them. Uh, there are things, and again, this is look up hardening your house hardening. And there are all these videos out there showing you like ways to make it harder for somebody to break in and stuff like that. Uh, I've looked at several things that I can't find that I'd like to, but man, it's the easiest way for you to become a victim of something is to leave your door unlocked. It is amazing to me how much that happens. And I should put up in, I should link to this maybe over in locals. I will. A link to uh, an Amazon. There's a deadbolt package. No, it's not a package. It's I don't know. It's for your door, and it's really awesome. It's really top notch. And I bet a lot of you don't know it. So check out my locals. The expert is on locals.locals.com, and I will have a link to it this afternoon. It's just something I want to share with you guys because I have several people I know have several. It's all about multiple layers of security. It's you do one thing, then look at the second thing, and the second thing, look at the other thing. Like look at like a castle, right? So you have a castle. Well, first, like the king has knights, right? And then he has a castle, and then they build a moat around the castle. It's with a gate, so you have to you raise the gate, and they have to cross this alligator filled moat out front. Yeah, that's the image you have. But the castle's on a hill, looking down at attackers. It's you have windows, you have archery windows built in there. So each one of these are a different layer of defense, and that's ultimately what you want. Is you want to defend yourself as much as you can, hoping that you either deter the attacker, or if it's a determined attacker, that help will arrive by the time they can get to you. Um, yeah, crime is. Oh, hang on a second here. What? Oh yeah, you can. That'd be easier. Yeah, the White Rabbit's going to put a link to locks that I'm talking about. Um, yeah, it's well. You know what? Here's the thing. New Zealand Mysteries, where this is Moscow, Idaho. They're probably. I mean, this is the first time anything's happened in 7 years, and that's what gets you. That's what grabs you so much about this. The students probably weren't able to fight back effectively. They'll have been surprised, disoriented, maybe initially believed it was a drunk roommate. Yeah, yeah, you're right. They're in bed. They're in bed. And that's why this attack happens. Uh, yeah. Where'd we go here? Uh, you just you know what you have to do is just put as the doorman to say something like, if you think about this breaking in, say a prayer because you're about to meet your maker. Yes, yes, I have. I've seen all those. I've seen the ones where I don't call 911. Uh, all the stuff. The don't worry about dog, beware of owner. But still, I mean, that's just it. When it comes to that point where somebody's ready to come in, break into you, uh, they aren't thinking. Uh, they are in full blown crazy at that point, right? You have something that they think that they're willing to risk their own life over. That's something that gets me about all this stuff. So you think about somebody breaking in. These are people that are willing to risk their own life. Unless, now here we go. Let's go back. Okay, we've gone a little bit far in this. Let's go back and focus on this one night. Okay, I don't think anything was taken from this place. I mean, I haven't seen anything since then, right? Was anything taken? Um, was there, there was no SA, right? There was they were asleep. They were, you know, I don't know. I mean, do we know of any type of struggle? I mean, yeah, there's defensive wounds, but you don't see anything about like, oh, well, we got DNA. Uh, Debbie, like someone amok. Yes, we have DNA evidence underneath their fingernails. We have bite marks. You don't have any of that stuff. Like you have, when the initial strike, the first blow happens, it takes, you know, probably about a minute, I guess, a minute and a half, for you'll go into shock first. Um, and hey, Tony Smith, hang on a second here. Were the police able to clear so many people in 72 hours of investigation? How did they clear those people? How did so many people have an alibi for 4 o'clock in the morning? Um, Tony, by the way, I love Bert, and if you ever have followed the Bert is evil, that is an awesome meme of the internet. Um, yeah, how many? So clear so many people within 72 hours of investigation. Well, I mean, it's a small town, right? I mean, how many people are you gonna think it is? There has to be there, and of course, there's stuff there that we don't know. And I'm not an investigator, but I mean, how many people do you? Let's face it, nothing's happened in this town in 7 years, right? We don't live in a world, even though we sensationalize this stuff and we talk about it here on the tubes every day. We don't live in a world where this happens every day in your neighborhood. This is such a small minority. This is such a fluke. This is such a blip. This is something that will never happen. All right. Um, this is that moment though that we focus on because of the details, because of the shock value added to it. That they're in the safest place they can be. They're in, a college town. You have campus police, you have regular police. You've got, they're across the street from a fraternity. Was that right? So you got a lot of people, a lot of witnesses out there, a lot of action happening. This is but people they aren't inherently bad. People are inherently good. And it's the bad people that overshadow and they overbear, and they put down everything that you do as a person every day as a good person. Just, just sometimes minding your own business is being a good person. But you have that one person, with a bullhorn out there, that that amplifies what they're doing, and they make you bad for a bunch of other good actors. So I don't think that the problem is so much like how they clear so many people. I think the people are naturally clear. Is where do you take this evidence and you see someone who fits that profile of evidence? You have, where is that person? Where is the bloody glove? Where is that? You have to have something to point to an individual. Not everybody is a suspect by nature. There has to be something there to make them a suspect. And that is everybody's due process rights. That's kind of like due process is one of the most hard things to explain in the world. There's books written about due process, and people will love to spit out the word due process and don't understand what it means. And I don't have a clear definition myself that I would tell you, but I do know it is my due process rights that here I am sitting as a YouTuber in Tennessee to not be accused of something that happened in Moscow, Idaho. So I'm already, I know that I'm not a suspect. New Zealand Mysteries, she's in New Zealand. She is not a suspect. And so, like, by not being a suspect, those are your due process rights. You don't round up the usual suspects, so to speak. And but how they do it so quickly, that's a testament to law enforcement. And that's something that is really hard. And that's what I'm saying about with the problem with this is that with all these people calling in and saying, hey, I need you to pick my daughter up. They're calling 911 saying, hey, my daughter gets off work at midnight. Can you walk her to her car and then follow her home? This is preposterous. And I feel so bad for this community. They really need to come together and be like, look, we're on a community watch. And, we need to talk to our neighbors. I don't talk to my neighbors. You know that? And that's sad. But you need to talk to your neighbors, and you live in a community, and you need to get along to some degree. But it's, I don't know. I don't have a clear-cut answer for that question. See, I know I thought the perpetrator might be from the very beginning. I still can't shake my feelings about it. Do you want to share that? Or what's your feelings on that, DB? DB? I always mess it up. Oh wow, look at this. New Zealand Mysteries. There are 2 units burnt down last week across the car park from my unit. I was so busy minding my own business, I didn't know until friends told me to open my curtains and look outside. Wow, man. That gets you. Hey, I think we got a super chat. Clumsy Clairvoyance is here. We got a super chat. Super chat here. It's your mama is the super chat. Clumsy, how are you doing? Did you hear? Did you know that you were blamed for Miami Spice falling asleep and timing out to hell and back today? They said Miami Spice had to quit doing staying up late nights on your show. But you guys, Clumsy Clairvoyance is a great friend of the channel, and go check her out. She's a tarot reader, and she sent me some personal messages while I've been struggling, and I have to say that I would say that she's much more. She's really like she's like a life coach or she's an inspiration, and I am forever grateful for what she has shared with me. And guys, just check her out. She's fun to be around and just a cool person. All right, so you think it's the ex boyfriend? That was something was brought up about that, and I can't remember. I think that was earlier today. I saw the thing. Um, yes, the other thing is that would be hard to talk to your neighbors. Um, yeah, the ex boyfriend thing though, I have heard that, and there was something about that that was brought up though, and I don't remember it right now. Let's see here, Perry. There are so many cases where graveyard shift workers are targeted, particularly lone female clerks, etc. It must be terrifying for locals in that situation. Yeah, and you know what? These are people that usually like those times to work because they are left alone. I don't understand why there's so much silence regarding 12 hours before the incident. Compelled silence from frat party, from corner club, silence from two surviving girls, finally, triplet brother. Uh, yeah, I don't know. And like I said earlier on, I'm not a, I don't know much about this case. I'm learning, and I don't know about. I know the frat thing. Like they have silenced the Sigma Chi has come in, and they've taken down their Facebook posts for like 5 years, and so you have to think like if they're taking down 5 years worth of posts, that they're talking about like anybody who is a student or a recently graduated student, right? Um, and but I know the national fraternities they come in they do stuff like that. As soon as a name is brought up, they're associated with. They can make a connection that one that these people perished, and two that they were at a party that was hosted by them. They'll just be like, okay, we're coming in, and the nationals come in and change everything, and they go quiet. They lawyer up. I don't know about the other stuff. I do. I would say that the silence from the girls. That's because of it being an ongoing investigation. Um, that's a caveat means I can make stuff up. Hey, that sounds like my Twitter handle, caveat peritum. Let's see here. Let me. What is super chat? Yes, Darth Idiot. The clumsy shows do go very late, but they're great. They're great. I don't care who they say. Oh, I don't care who they say they cleared. Okay, that's great. So here's what I challenge you with: bring your thoughts, your ideas, okay, and back it up with anything you can, and send it to me. The expert at email.com. Come into the chat and we'll break it all down. Guys, this is a crowd funded type channel over here. We're definitely building this together. So many people they just want to talk, you know, they want to say the most crazy horrendous things because they want to get those clicks and stuff. Let's see here. The family stopped following the ex on social media because they don't want people to harass him. Oh, that's right, American Princess. Thank you. I did. That's what I saw was that the family came out in support of the ex. Is that right? Um, I think the ex would have been ruled out by now, and Jack at the food truck. But then look at Delphi case. Sometimes law firms drop the ball. Preach. Yeah, in that Delphi case, guys, I have to say, I'm gonna put this out there real quick. If they're counting on that bullet, saying that it matches the ballistics, of chambering around into the same gun that he has, that is not something to build a case off of. Ballistics like that is really kind of I mean, I hate to use the term, but like a junk science. It's not 100%. You're talking about a firearm that hundreds of millions of them are made on CNC machines. They're going to be making, more. There are more than just one of those in that area, and I think that's a real sketchy, loose fitting thing that the police did that, put it out like that. I don't think that'll hold up. I don't know if that'll hold up into even getting into court. And that's something I heard today on another station. Because I kind of had feelings about that. I talked to Texas Jen about that. She can back me up on it. I said, I was like, well, he says it wasn't his. That's true. I mean, he does. And I don't know. The Delphi, the probable cause thing, it's got a lot of issues, I think, in it. But I'm not doing that right now. Um, uh, Went back to Zio. I have a feeling you fell asleep. Now you guys got me lost. Dad's interview with Fox News night before last, Memorial last night. What is said and not said, body language, facial expressions, positions on stage. Okay, so I haven't seen any of this. I'll have to start watching the dad. Sad they dropped the ball in that case. Yeah, they truly did on the Delphi. I think Delphi is an example. It's another example of like where so like last night on Friday Night Live we were talking about Henderson, North Carolina, or Hendersonville, North Carolina, how they do a Christmas parade, and they drew it out on a map and put it on their Facebook, and it looked like male genitalia. And they took that, like people were like, hello, do you realize what that looks like? And the Facebook person for that town did an incredible job covering it, just making it all back to the parade, back to how great the town is. I mean, just it was an absolutely incredible PR experience with social media. These police departments don't have good social media skills, and Delphi is a perfect example of that. Was it Nevada County, California? The Kyle Rodney, perfect example of that. And if this place in Idaho isn't careful, they'll get sucked into where everybody's like, "Why don't you release this stuff? Why don't you tell us stuff?" And it'll become you drop the ball again. Hey, that's great. That is great. Send it to me. And then if I haven't answered you, you see me, come back into the chat and say, hey, be sure and check that. Uh, Tony Smith, Sunday night at 9 is the full interview. What's the full interview? Is that with the father? I think our jury would convict RA on what they have. We'll need a good prosecutor. The circumstantial evidence will be compelling. I think a jury, I think he said our jury would convict him on what they have. But they need a good prosecutor. Yeah, he just now got lawyers. And the lawyers, that's where I was bringing that stuff up about where, and they start off their thing saying, look, you've had 6 years of putting out press conferences and saying all this stuff. And our guy, this is his first press conference. So his lawyers, I don't know who they are. I know he was getting public defenders, but it looks like I don't know. I'll be interested to see how that narrative changes, and I really do hope he's innocent. I hate to say that, but I hope he is innocent. I don't want to think that he is a horrible person who's been roaming the streets for 5 years, 6 years, and he was in there in the police at the beginning saying, "Hey, I was there that day." He was cooperating and stuff. If to think that he was there and it took them this many years to arrest him, that is horrifying to me. That's why I'm pulling for him to be innocent. Um, I know it's sad. It's a sad thing, and I know I'll probably upset a lot of people. Um, Clumsy, I agree with you. Experts junk science. See, I know it's off case, but recent cases make me think of Summer Wells because maybe it was some of the guy who said to be loitering around the property. What are their chances of that occurring that day? I don't know. I don't know. That's another topic I've worn out. And if you want to go back on my videos, I've got plenty of videos up there, and I'll just let you guys come to your own conclusions. Because that's another case it went from a something simple to where it just got crazy. Um, let's see here. The state, where we go here. The state has some issues, especially considering discrepancies of the car, which is completely different to the one he had. Plus, they mention another suspect they don't have. What the state? The state has some issues, especially considering the description of the car, which is completely different than the one he had. Plus, okay. Clumsy. I was thinking about this Idaho case. Yeah, the cars are different in the Richard Allen case, and very different too. He drove a Ford Focus. They said that it looked like a PT Cruiser. I mean, they're very, very different cars. It's hard to miss a PT Cruiser. By the way, thank you. Is that pronounceable? Trix. Thank you for Brian Eaton. Hey, and I have something about Brian Eaton too. I saw something he put on Twitter, and I swear it was a screenshot from 4chan, which is fine. I mean, I don't mind that at all. But I was like, really, 4chan? Like, a lot of people have bad taste in their mouth about 4chan. But it was it was from somebody who was said that their relative or something like that worked at the police department next to Moscow, and were doing the stuff. It was yeah, I don't know, but anyway, yeah. I thought it was cool. Brian, though, yeah, I'll follow him at Sunday at 9. God, remember that. Um, Yeah, so the clumsy. Yeah, you're right. The car was different. The fact that they're in the alibi, it talks about somebody says somebody wearing black, and in the video it shows somebody wearing blue. There's, it's just I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that um, screwed up the. I don't know. The whole thing's messed up. Yeah, 4chan. I'm pretty sure it was a 4chan link. He didn't say it was from 4chan, but I saw that and I was like, American Princess, never go to 4chan, please. Please don't ever go to 4chan. It is the underbelly of the internet. It is a cesspool, and I don't know, there are places in it that could be good, but a lot of it is really bad. But for some reason, 4chan, I think they're kind of started the whole like anonymous group, and they get a lot of information that you won't find in other places. But the problem is that you'll see a lot of weird stuff that you shouldn't see. It's yeah. What's 4chan? Yeah, it's an awful site. And I've been there, man. Like, I have no problem with 4chan. I'm just telling you that if you don't know what it is, then you're not prepared to go to it. I hate to say that to you guys. Um, Kiwi Farms, that is another one it's a lot lighter than 4chan. But again, these are things that they're the soft underbelly of the internet. Um, so you got to be prepared. And for all you channers, yes, Texas Gen, don't go looking for 4chan. You'll regret it. Yeah, and for any 4chaner out there, I love y'all. I really do. But I'm speaking the truth. Those that aren't prepared should not go. If you have to ask about 4chan, you don't need to go to 4chan. Yeah, Texas Gen is correct. 4chan is bad. Perry, the cars are described different, but he put himself there at the time of the crime. Where is he saying he parked if the car wasn't his? I don't know. I know that So this is what. Gosh, I wish I could remember the guy whose video I watched this morning. He talked about like just a few little things about it. It was like, so this guy, he doesn't. He's not. Richard Allen's not doing the typical mo of somebody who's guilty. Because he just stayed in that town. He did his normal stuff. There's no he cooperated with investigators. He went to them. He didn't try to leave the community. He stayed very visible. I mean, his pictures, the picture of the police sketch. There's a picture of him in front of that police sketch. This is for a defense. They're saying that this looks really good. Uh, did the police jump to something because they needed to? Was there a smoking gun that they haven't told us about? Because the whole thing is, if the smoking gun is the bullet, then that's not much of a smoking gun. And we still don't know how the girls were unalived. Oh, we don't know any of that stuff. And stuff will. I don't know. I'm not defending the guy at all. I mean, if he's guilty, I want him to fry, right? But I just in my uh, yeah, I won't go looking. I promise. Yeah, it's definitely a warning. Let's see here. Lady Autumn Sky, I hope you had some good food and some good sleep. I have slept wonderfully. I've been trying to eat. I still don't like eating so much right now. Holy cow, you guys! I was gonna be on here like half an hour, and you guys have got me on here for hour and 40 minutes now. That's awesome. You guys see what I'm saying about the chat? You guys absolutely invigorate me. Uh, I've never been there. Is why I'm an angel. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Kiwi Farms is awful. Do like Josh Moon though. I don't know who Josh Moon is. Is that the guy who runs Kiwi Farms? But yeah, Kiwi Farms is awful. And if you think Kiwi Farms is awful, then 4chan is like probably that times 10. Um, RA said it wasn't his car, but then he'll need to say where he was parked, which can be disproved by CCTV or witness showing him to be a liar. Yeah, and that's I did see there's something there about talking about like where he thought he was parked, and there was like that's not the what that building is. Um, but again, I don't know. I've not followed that closely. I just heard one video today about it, and the main thing that I picked up was talking about the ballistics because I've had a problem with the uh, ballistics being the big smoking gun that everybody's looking for. Um, and then also it was talked about like now they're saying there's nowhere that the police are saying there's a second suspect, but everybody it seems like on the internet is saying that there is, and you have the probable cause, the witness statement saying that they saw somebody who was a completely different description than what the person in the video is. It's just I don't know. I think it's a big mess, and it'll be. I think a lot of people are gonna do a lot of clickbait stuff about it between now and then, and I want you guys to kind of stop and think and say, does that make sense to you? Okay, and write that down. I'll tell you what, you'll watch your own opinion change. If you're a good critical thinker, you'll watch your own opinion change over time. Just write it down and just put like a little date next to it, and then just get like a legal pad or something. And it's an easy thing to do, and it's fun for yourself too because you'll start seeing things like, wow, like I see now because we brought in this why my initial thought it is wrong with that. Um, He's never gonna go, but thank you for explaining. Yeah, don't follow links that's over there. Um, yeah, well, guilty people do put themselves into investigations. That's very true, and that's one of the things that the father of the Oklahoma, uh, uh, just ordered. No, I did not know this, but the father of the the Idaho stuff, he's postponing the funeral because he thinks that the attacker will show up. Which some people are like, well, heck, that's exactly when I want it. I want the attacker to show up. I want to video everybody who's there. I don't know. Um, the judge ordered a gag, just ordered a gag order in the case. So that's the Richard Allen. Clumsy, which one is that? Do you think Klein's is involved? You know what? That's when I don't follow this stuff. This I'm gonna have to rely back onto. Thanks. I don't. I always push myself. I don't like sitting down. I don't like being alone with my own thoughts, guys. I really am a. I hide behind comedy. So your question about Klein's, that is, I've had conversations with Texas Jen about this, and she does, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, believe that they are involved. Uh, I'm not. I don't follow that stuff. Like that's her jam. Like she's really about child protection and stuff like that. And again, like that's not stuff that I the Delphi stuff. I didn't know about it until like a year ago. No, wait a second. It was about 9 months ago, and I was floored. I was like, oh my gosh, like I cannot believe this. And then when they had that person, I mean, even when I'm talking about it, I see that image of the guy walking on the train tracks, and it's eerie. It scares me. I mean, dude, I can admit that it scares me. I can't. Okay, one, have you guys ever walked across train tracks, like train trestle like that? I have a fear of heights, and it's scary. Holy cow, it's scary. And so you've already done this, and you look back and you see some dude with his hands in his pockets. He's not worried about tripping or falling or anything. And he's walking towards you, and that image is, it's like, again, it's all the slasher films. I mean, that's like, I know what you did last summer. The guy had the big raincoat, right? It's that scary hooded, can't see the face, uh, image, and it's terrifying. Um, Let's see here. I'm loving your interaction and your commentary. You have a great channel chat. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and I hope you come back. Believe me, I hope you hit that subscribe and like button. Everybody does, and you find yourself here. You find a home here, and if there's ever anything I can do to help you, I'm all about helping people. Because just look at it. I mean, we gotta start helping people, guys. We can't be mean to each other. Um, Josh Moon. Oh, okay, yeah, he's on Mercatus. Yes, okay, I do know who you're talking about. Um, yeah, he seems like a pretty cool guy. 2 hours equals 30 minutes of expert time. It does. It does. This is the only channel I have a membership to. That means a lot to me, New Zealand Mysteries. That absolutely means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Um, you might have a different connotation also. Oh, that is funny. I just ate one. A kiwi, the fruit, not the bird or a person. That's funny. Um, let's see here. You're not missing anything. Uh, things lay down sky. Did I miss something here? Careful men are kind men are careful to aim though. Yes. Let's see here. I believe so. Okay, yeah. So here you go. It was Klein, I believe so. Klein's is bad man. Too coincidental. So no, I didn't see it. So that's a second gag order then, right? Is that with the new judge? So here's what's okay. So I'll tell you something about Delphi. You know what? Since Delphi happened before this Moscow, Idaho thing, Delphi is a town of 3,000 people. All right, this is a small rural Indiana farmland place. Okay, everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows they all go to the high school football games on Friday night. They all, they buy season tickets to the basketball games. They are, they meet up at the same place for breakfast and they talk about local politics. This is a small town. All right, this is small town America. And what's happened now is that you've got social medias flying in there. And it used to be, what we're seeing is we're seeing a revolution in media where you used to have the big three, ABC, NBC, CBS. Then you had like CNN and Fox and, I guess MSNBC and, stuff like that. All these other cable news started coming about. And you start seeing like, there's like now the 24-hour news channel, right? Well, now there's 24 channels 24 hours on the same subject, and it's just it's crazy. It's a and you see how these people are. You had that person just go in there and talk to the police chief and say that she worked at the paper. Uh, that's a complete that's a lie. That's I mean, that might be fraudulent. That person should be banned from any police functions going forward. But that person's probably from like, somewhere like Sacramento, California. I mean, somewhere completely different, off in the nowhere, but they came there because they're working on the YouTube views. And that's great. That's fine. That works for a lot of people. But the problem is that it overwhelms these small areas. And that's what's going to happen with Delphi, I'm afraid, when now that you're getting uh, uh, another gag order by the judge. The Delphi Online was so creepy, and you can see those girls thought so. Yeah, that whole thing is. Yeah, I'd be crawling. That's true. That's true. Um, yeah, the door jammers can be used on any door. And that's something else too. If you don't have an alarm system, I've got an alarm system. I mean, I'm locked down. It's a castle. Uh, I use multiple brands of cameras. I have multiple. I mean, you realize you can use your Alexa as an alarm system. You tell her that you're leaving, and you say I'm leaving, and she'll go into listening mode. And what she listens for is glass breaking or a fire alarm going off, and then you get contacted that way. There are so many different things that we have to our disposal that there's no reason for everybody not to be safe. Um, I know you did last summer. Like Gordon's Fisherman. Yes, yes, it did. It did. Someone goes after me like that. My hand goes in my purse. Sweet. Let's see here. Oh, the Lori Vallow case. There's a gag order there as well. Gee, man, there's too many cases. Lori Vallow, that's in Idaho, isn't it? Has that fake journalist been identified yet? No, I don't know who that is. We just now saw that. Um, Zealand Mysteries. I have one fake camera that was awkward last week when neighbor knocked on the door, asked about footage because their car was broken into. Well, it's time to get a real camera. Um, and they're so cheap nowadays. And just anything works. Anything works. I'll tell you that right now. I've looked at all the stuff. The uh, Blink is a system from Amazon. You've got what's those? Yuli cameras. Those are good. I mean, I've heard good things about them. I Matter of fact, I see my dog out front right now. Um, I can watch the cameras on my Echo, so it's like always playing on stream. You can see so like every car, like nobody goes in and out of my neighborhood without being seen. Oh, trail cameras! If nothing else, a trail camera. Those are great. Uh, and it. Really, literally is. My neighbor that lives at the beginning of the neighborhood. He's a friend of mine, and he's got trail cameras all set up because he's a hunter, and he always shows me he's got amazing footage of animals that like the biggest buck I've ever seen was in his yard, and but also every time a car goes through, he's got the license plate number of it, and it's amazing. Uh, and you can set up 24-hour video footage. It's just that it's so cheap and you get so much of it so quickly because I've been just collecting the stuff for years. But yeah, anyway, like I said, you need a camera just so you can look outside. So that way you don't have to stand up and go to the door. Um, let's see. I was gonna see if there's. Let's see. I'm gonna reload this real quick. Um, Has there been anything live up here? 10 minutes ago. Okay, here you go. Oh, look, guys, this is what this whole stream's been talking about. Families of Idaho murder victims beg for calm as conspiracist hijack case. Rampant rumors have dogged the investigation from early on, with victims' families urging calm. Families of the victims beg for calm as conspiracists hijack. More than a week after University of Idaho students were brutally attacked, their loved ones are trying to grieve, but rampant rumors are getting in the way. Should have flown reports from Idaho. Oh, and authorities warn about speculation and false facts. Law enforcement officials all this has happened since we've been on the stream. Moscow, Idaho, continue to firefight rumors. That's a good term to use for this. It's that was a lawyer analogy when I worked for the government. It was you kind of think of like the courthouse. Like there's a fire in that town, and you're a firefighter, and there's all the buildings are on fire around the courthouse, and you've got to protect the courthouse from burning. And you just go from one fire to the other, but you never really get the fire all the way out. So I like that term. To continue to firefight rumors, because you're not going to stop rumors. You're trying to stop them from spreading like a wildfire. With unsolved murders of I said the word, the four University Idaho students. On Friday, the Moscow Police Department warned about speculation without factual backing, stoking community fears, and spreading false facts. Stressed the need to rely only on official statements, as only vetted information would be released to the public. Guys, that's my thing. That's why I say to you, that's if you got to rely on the facts. And we can't speculate. We can entertain speculations, and we can, sometimes the speculations become facts. All right. But until that happens, you have to separate the two, a speculation and a fact. And you can entertain them, and you can entertain it because it's a fun thing. You know what's fun to do? It's fun. I'll tell you what, I encourage all of you guys, go buy a lottery ticket today. If you can buy a lottery ticket, buy a lottery ticket. Just a $1, Powerball or whatever you got in your place. And then I want you to think about what would happen if you win that money. What are you going to do with it? And it's fun. You know what? For the next 4 or 5 hours, it's kind of fun to think, if I win this, I'm going to, blah, 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 and blah. But, it's, I'm going to buy a house. I'm going to buy a boat. I'm going to buy 5 cars to fill up my new garage. These are fun things to think about. And, you can have ideas about what's happening in these cases, and they don't have to be based on facts, and those can be fun to talk about. But at the end of the day, you have to rely on the facts, because only the facts are going to get a conviction. The following statement was issued Friday. Detectives move forward with the homicide investigation. A private security company has been contracted to provide scene security to free up patrol resources. The scene remains under police control. Wow, man, the cops have to hire private security. Detectives are aware of a 6th person listed on the lease of the residence. They have spoken to this individual and confirmed they moved out prior to the start of the school year and was not present at the time of the incident. Detectives do not believe this person has any involvement in the murder stuff. There has been extensive media interest regarding the incident at Taylor Avenue and Banfield at 3:01 a.m. The incident was an alcohol offense, which was addressed by the on-scene officer. This call is not related to the investigation. For further details regarding the incident, a Moscow Police Department public records request can be submitted, referencing incident number. I can't wait to see how many people ask for public records. We remain consistent in our belief that this was a targeted attack, but investigators have not concluded if the target was the residents or if it was the occupants. There's a big one. Guys, have we talked about that? Right? I don't think we have. Oh, hey, Yamaha Bikers here. Awesome. Awesome. So, okay, that's the thing. So, I haven't thought about this. You talk about a targeted attack. Was the targeted attack? Let's see where to go. Investigator not completed the target. Okay, was the target was the resident or the occupants? Was it the house or was it the people that lived in the house? That's a good question. That's a very good thing to ponder. I was talking about that fun, like, talk about things that aren't facts, and we try to work out a solution to it and stuff. My lotto ticket analogy. That's a fun thing to ponder right there. Specifically looked at the victim's residence. We continue receiving inquiries about comments made by the county prosecutor who said the suspect specifically looked at the victim's residence and that one or more of the occupants were undoubtedly targeted. The Moscow Police Department is the only provider of official information regarding this case. That's true because the police department has to finish their investigation and then hand it over to the prosecutor's office. So the prosecutor, well, they're probably involved in this case and following it and giving updates. They don't have the official investigation. At this time, no suspect has been identified, and only vetted information that does not hinder the investigation will be released to the public. All right, so there you go. Who was it earlier? Tony, I believe his name was, had the Bert avatar. Asked, how can you vet so many people? Well, they're only vetting the information that does not hinder the investigation will be released to the public. So maybe that's it. Maybe that could solve your questions about that. There is speculation without factual backing, stoking community fears, and spreading false facts. We encourage referencing official releases for accurate information and updated progress. That's it, guys. That's what our whole thing's about. Is day 3 up? I haven't seen day 3 yet. See, I think they need to look more into Jack Showalter. Law enforcement cleared him. He seems to have been reading a little more on him as alibi, which is very sus. I do not know Jack Showalter. Who is he? I am back. Need a break. I feel like I'm going blind. Did you get it up? Is that right? Oh, yeah, see? And you know what? This is the community though that you should always feel like that. You should feel that way anywhere in the world. We there Good people have to say no to evil. And we have to realize that evil can invest itself in our hearts. Even though we want to be good people, or we think we're good people, if you ever feel like you're good by getting one over on somebody else, that's not the way good works. Okay, and you have to be there to lend that helping hand. And you should be able to walk outside. You should be able to look out at your curtains, who's knocking on the door, and it's just, I don't know, just be kind to each other. It's just a simple thing, and it's so hard for so many people to realize. Does New Zealand have a Bigfoot? I don't know, but it'd be a lot cooler if they did. Yeah, they are. They absolutely are, Perry. Absolutely are. Um, Yamaha's Rev Your Heart. Next year you're gonna have the cake advent calendar. That'd be awesome. Still standing. So. Well, the house is still standing and alive, so the house being a target. Well, it's like, oh, hey, look, that house is easy. It's like, what is it? Home Alone. They were targeting the houses. Which houses where people were gone. Going over it a second time, guys. I'm telling you, you got to go check out Mel's stuff. I can't believe the amount of work she puts into things. Um, oh, no, I really haven't noticed that, telling back. But if you look in the top right hand corner, it says live. Uh, Holy cow, guys! I hate to say it, I gotta go. I have stuff I have to do in the real world. And I don't want to. I want to stay here with you guys. Let's see here. For sure it's doable. I buy a cupcake Christmas tree each year. Have to bake for New Year by filling a cupcake countdown on a tree cake stand. That's awesome. Yeah, guys, please go check out Melissa Jane's YouTube. Her stuff is absolutely incredible, and she's just one algorithm away from being in the stratosphere. So help her out. Give her the likes. Give her the views. Give her the comments. As you know, we're trying to help everybody here. Let's make this a good Christmas for everyone. Um, Gosh, guys, I hate leaving y'all. I've got to do it. You guys have been the best part of my day. I love going over stuff like this with you guys. Um, I love just having a chat, talking to you guys. The hoodie shirt guy. Um, oh, is that the hoodie shirt guy from Idaho? I didn't know about a hoodie shirt guy. Or are you talking about Delphi? New Zealand, you need to celebrate Christmas every day. Then, if you don't celebrate it on the actual December 25th, you need to celebrate it every day. That's the song. I wish every day could be like Christmas. There's a reason why, and I realized that last night. Love the camels. Um, you got your hair done and making progress. That's awesome. Who's made your day? I dare you to say it's me. Home Alone is the best holiday movie. It is incredibly good. It is incredibly good. Don't forget that if you haven't seen it. Um, Thank you so much. It's True Crime Junkie. Deb Mormore has a sub to everybody here. You're gonna let me tell you what, with this stuff, you're a true crime junkie. There's two things you can do. You can either stick with your course about what you want to do for you, or you can go the route of finding like one case and just sitting there and doing. You have to do like 12-hour live streams on that one case. Look at like Zav Girl. She is a perfect example of that. She is an animal. She's a complete beast, and she has really grown her channel. But she did these things on Kylie Rodney. Now she gets off of Kylie Rodney, and you'll see her numbers just dip. They just drop, and that's what the algorithm does to you. And thank you. That means a lot to me. Um, but oh well, I'm glad to hear that. Um, hey, I'm here all the time. I'm here all the time. Darth Hit is Die Hard is a better Christmas movie. Yeah, but if you want that cute, uh, just that, yeah, I don't know, just that whole Home Alone is a cuteness movie, isn't it? Who did Home Alone? I just watched the backstory on it. I can't remember now. So, gosh, who is it? It's one of the guys. I mean, he does everything that's cool. Um, yeah, Divinity does cover a little bit of everything. But she got her thing. I mean, it took her 6 months of doing LawTube, and before she could kind of branch out from that. It's And that's just how the algorithm hits you. I've watched her numbers before, and it's like she did a she did a couple videos. Forget what it was. It was like a Nick Rekieta, and then a Good Logic video. And it was like the views were like thousands of views, and the Good Logic was like hundreds. and it's just so that means that she was in a Ricada algorithm, and that's what's hard about this. It's a uh, oh yeah, John Hughes. Thank you, John Hughes. That's what I was thinking of. John Hughes wrote Home Alone. Thank you. We're actually going to do some Christmas stuff. So the Muppet Christmas Carol. You know, I have not seen that. I keep it pops up. I don't even know where to find it on now. That's on Disney, isn't it? I don't have Disney. Um, a Racket's algorithm can get you a long way. Yeah, it can for a while. Don't forget to do some football stuff. Yeah, thank you. Um, so anyway, yeah, it's a uh, true crime junkie. I'm glad that you've enjoyed it here. Uh, and also, Deb, thank you for the kind words. You know, guys, it's just been such a I don't know. Yeah, I hate going back to talk about myself. I've been down in a gutter. I don't like the gutter. I don't want to live that life. So having you guys and having you prop me up is unbelievable. And I don't know how to thank you enough. Um, and I wish I could. I wish I could be that entertainment for you guys always. You can tell I'm not ever at a loss of words, and this has been one of my favorite streams because I just stayed in the chat, and I would love to do this again, where it's just like well, it's a chill and chat. I mean, I post it all the time, the expert live chill and chat, and just um, uh, you know come in here and hang out and we'll talk about whatever you want to. But of course, like, this is a big deal in Idaho, and I can't imagine what those families are going through. Uh, I don't want to. I don't ever want to know this is what you do for family. Uh, Thank you. I don't ever want to know. Um, yeah, I do have locals. You know, I just turned off my live chat. Uh, Darth Hideous. It's the expert is on locals.locals.com, and I'll um, I'll turn my live chat back on. Yeah, I didn't think anybody ever used it. I saw Umbrella Guy did it, and so I was like, oh heck, let's see what this happens. Unfortunately, locals, and right now I've got free membership. You go type in Merry Christmas. But I haven't been able to put up the content that I thought I was going to be able to because I've been stuck in the hospital. Um, so anyway, yeah, it's a constant live chat over there. Matter of fact, I'll go turn that on right now before we leave. Um, oh,
Merry Christmas or just Christmas?
I think it's Merry Christmas. Just the locals. If Merry Christmas doesn't work, try just Christmas. Um, well, now I don't know how to do my. Oh, there's the live chat. Open chat. Okay, I'm pinned it. There you go. I'm gonna go back and pin this, and I'm gonna pin it for. I'll manually remove it later. Oh, I said 12 hours. Wait a second here. I'm gonna edit this. Oh yeah. So you know what? I said I'd make a video about it later. Post your open chat about anything. There you go. All right, so you go over to locals, and yeah, I'm following your advice, Darth Hideous. It's at the top of my thing. There's an open chat over there. You guys can just hang out in and talk about anything you want to. Um, I do have moderators, and so they may come in and give you the ban hammer because that's what they do. No, but yeah, a locals membership gets Discord access too. You just have to contact me. Let me know that you're on, because locals is still weird. There's like as much as I'm learning about it, it's changing, it's evolving. It's like StreamYard is too. Everything's changing right now. And I hate to tell you guys this. I was talking about earlier. So I could talk about Twitter. So let me give you some of the creator backside. Okay, this is the inside baseball stuff, and this is what I see. This is all my opinion stuff. You guys can disagree with it all you want to. I don't care. But Twitter is going to take on everything. And that's what buying Twitter was about. Buying Twitter was about having how many people are on Twitter? How many people have that app? There's 1 billion people on YouTube. All right, now think about that. YouTube between now and 2025 is supposed to be on 1 in 4 people in the planet are supposed to be on YouTube. So Twitter is probably the second largest mass media thing. Facebook might be, but you can't buy Facebook. It's too big. Twitter was at the right price point to buy. And it gives you all these people ready to subscribe and be part of it. I became a verified subscriber of it, and it's awesome how the past month I've seen how many changes there's been. But what I think Elon's going to do over there is make it a competitor, or maybe not a competitor, but like another type of YouTube, and even like locals and all stuff. Like where you see he's going to take the best of everything and put it together, and there's $180 billion estimated value of YouTube. Oh yeah, probably. What platform brings most? YouTube does. I absolutely love YouTube. I mean, I think it's a great platform. It's the best thing going as far as brings the most to me. I'd rather. I can't. I don't know if I can even say that. Yeah, I've got a blue check on Twitter. Yes, I do. I paid $8. Um, if you subscribe, you know, I don't know. They both have their advantages, but know that Google takes out like 30% of everything. If you're subscribing from the YouTube app, like from the iPhone app, that's another like 20% or something like that. So it's like a $2 membership is like $1.25, I think. Um, let's see here. If you use Cash App or PayPal or another money transfer app, YouTube doesn't get any of it. And you get more money from it immediately instead of monthly payout. That is true. What I worry about is I have a Venmo now, and it's like at the underscore expert. I've got a buy me a coffee or buy me a beer. I forget what I have it listed under. And those are great, but what I worry about is that putting those in there will that be taken as a strike from YouTube eventually? If not today, will it be eventually? Or will somebody try to mass flag me and make that cause of action? And that's something you have to worry about. This is because this is let's see here. Yeah, for what? Now, see, here's the thing: if you can't be a YouTube member, and the perks you get is like the Friday Night Lives go to members only. I do member only streams. I haven't done as many as I need to because I've not been able to stream. And there's a members only content channel I can add to and stuff, which again I haven't been updating that as much because I've been in the hospital. But yeah, if you yeah, but anything like if you let's see here, I have to check on locals because that's one of the things with locals is I have to have like 50. They work backwards. They work kind of against you. Like you have to have like 50 subs before you can start giving away free subs. Does that make sense? And I have to check with them. I'm gonna actually contact them about can I do that differently. Uh, but yeah, it's something like that. Yeah, it works great. If it's just I don't know. You guys, I think we're all kind of like-minded. It's a whole lot of Griffey. Yeah, it is. It is. Um, it's crazy. I'm in my shop making a very interesting. That's funny. That's funny, dude. Um, yeah, right now on YouTube, I only have the one tier membership. My plan is that when if I grow enough to do the second tier, and that'll be the two hump camels, and that will just that'll be a more inclusive. What I mean by inclusive is that I want. It's all about granting access. Uh, yeah, yeah, right. And I thank you. I thank you. But uh, it's all about it's granting access, right? So if and I'm learning this from like the bigger creators. Like I forget who it is. I think Yellow Flash has something like if you join his locals, he's gonna do a live stream and he's gonna pass out free uh, not free, but as part of your subscription, it'll ask people to come on there and talk with him. Um, uh, oh, I appreciate you, New Zealand Mysteries. You can go over to locals, and I do different content over there. I do the content that is kind of frowned upon on YouTube. And of course, I mean, we do a political thing over there. Guava Ball and I do. We've been off of that too. Guys, everything that I had in place, I plan on having back in place and more. I mean, I really do have a big plan. One of the things I've thought about with membership is with a higher membership is I now have a Twitter community. And so if you got to that higher membership is giving the invite, Callie Dime, how are you doing? YouTube gets enough money from the creators. There's a way for me to donate, not go through YouTube. I prefer to do that. Uh, I'm just gonna have to put in my Venmo, I guess. Where is this? Um, let's see. Of course, I have a store, but where's my uh, this one? Let's see here. Okay, so well, crud. Hang on here. I want this. I need to copy this. Oh, that let me copy. All right, let's see here. Let me go back over here. Sorry, guys. So, okay, so let's see here. Uh, dot. Why? No, it's not even typing. Dot. Buy me a coffee. Dot com slash the one expert. So see, you can see how this does. Oh, Texas Jen. Thank you, Texas Jen, for the super chat. You got a super chat. Also send super chats all day long. Plus, I have an amazing The Expert t-shirt. Sweatshirt. Yeah, she bought a hoodie. Texas Jen is wearing a hoodie for these cold winters. And I need to go over there and see if I can. If I remember today, I'll try to work on that and see if I can do a Christmas code maybe if they have those. But thank you, Texas Jen, for the super chat there. Thank you so much. And you guys, honestly, the expert's thinking out loud. White Rabbit knows me. How do I become a member? Just looked. under about on your channel. I don't see it. Is there somewhere else to look? It should be join the membership. Can you guys help out DeB on how to become a member? I mean, because it should be at the top of the thing. I don't know. I don't even have my phone with me, so I can't see what it looks like. I'd rather give you one year subscription at once. If you get that put in a naughty chair, then you'll have the cash. Well, that's okay. So to hell and back. That's what I'm trying to do. That's another problem with locals. Is locals? See, you would on locals, you can do a 1 year membership. I think locals you can do a 1 year membership over there now, and I lowered the price on locals as well. So it's it's $3 versus $2 over here, and it's like I said, if you do locals, you also will get the Discord invite, but it's the only difference is that if I do a YouTube like members only type stream, you don't get that, but you're on locals and I do local streams, and so you get in all those, and you get the stuff I do. The other stuff. If you are into politics, which I keep politics away from the YouTube channel. You guys, that was my first career was politics before I went to law school, and it can get very opinionated. I don't see it either. Yeah, Squad Bob says join. Yeah, if you do it on your computer, it saves money. More money goes to the creator if you do it on the computer, not through the app. I'm on iPad. I can go upstairs computer later. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome to be. I would appreciate that.
When I joined, I couldn't do it on my phone. I had to go through with the computer.
Okay, so the White Rabbit just came in and said when she joined, she couldn't do it on her phone and she had to do it through the computer. I don't understand that. You should be able to do it on your phone, though. Yeah, I don't understand. That's something I'll have to look into. But yeah, gosh, guys, I absolutely love you guys. I really do. Thank you so much. This really helps me too. Memberships are a big thing, and that's something I need to be. I've had the same issue other careers in the past. Maybe the mods have a membership link. Yeah, is there a membership link? So everybody's saying you need to do it on a computer. Or if you go in, maybe if you don't go through the app, I bet you that's the thing is Google doesn't want you doing it through the app. So you might have to go through the actual website. And don't let it link you to the app. Yeah, phones are goofy sometimes. But you guys, yeah, that's something that I really appreciate that. Like anything, like memberships help grow the channel like you wouldn't believe. And that's one of the reasons why I kept it at $2. There's 2 reasons for that. One, I want to make it very accessible. And 2, well, 3, you want to have, you look at, well, you don't want your stuff to get inundated with, I don't know, you try to keep, I don't know, bad actors out, right? But then also is that I'm a huge fan of Thomas Jefferson, and I love $2 bills. So that's the $2 thing. I was like, I've always wanted it to be a $2 entry. And then as we grow and stuff, and that's the thing is I always want to keep access. I love this, how we have this right now. And I know that as the channel grows, there won't always be this type of access. But I want to always offer that option. And that's why I'm like, you guys, it's like, I mean, Callie Dime, she knows. I every time she's in here, I remember her. Darth Hideous the same way. I mean, to hell and back, same, every time she's here, it's happy time. Squad Bob, like, I missed him for like a couple of live streams, and like people started asking me, what happened to Squad Bob? Is he okay? It's just all you guys. Debbie is, of course, I mean, I love that smiling face avatar. How do you not look down at that in the chat and just, think like, oh, hey, what this person's saying, I want to pay attention to. It's just, you guys you really are a honest to goodness part of me. And I realize now, growing up and listening, I listened to a lot of talk radio. I was in the car a lot. And the there are times when you hear the disc jockey or the radio personality, they start talking about how much the callers and the people, they direct the channel and how much they mean to them. At times it gets boring growing up, but now I realize it. Like, I can't emphasize enough how much you guys mean. Oh, Crystal, hey, how are you doing? Australia lost. So the World Cup's going on. Crystal is my straight to the facts person, and she knows everything, it seems like. And she last night was telling us about the World Cup today. And golly, guys, I cannot believe I've been here 2.5 hours. I was supposed to be gone 2 hours ago. But anyway, guys, thank you. I appreciate that. I would hate to think that made somebody feel bad. Because, and again, oh, wait, hold on. I just noticed I had it on top chat. Oh, yeah, you need to be on live chat. Right? Oh, you know what? I've wondered what that was. Yeah, Lily Munster. I love the Munsters. Which one is the one? There's one. Is it Wednesday Addams has one? Has a show on Netflix now. I think I heard somebody talking about that the other day. ID crisis. The World Cup is going on. Soccer isn't real. That's true. We're Americans. It's not real. ID crisis. Hey, bud. Listen, I talked about you earlier, and I was mentioning that I saw your super chat to John Malin. And what's funny was that I was watching John Malin this morning, and White Rabbit came walking into the room, and he says, ID crisis for $10. And she turns her eyes got real big, and she turns around. She's like, did he just say ID crisis? I'm like, yes, he did. So your money was well spent if you wanted people to see your comment. We did see it. Yeah, I know. I got to go put up lights. Yeah, Wednesday app. So I've not seen that though. We don't have Netflix, but I would love to see. There's a couple of shows I'd like to see, especially the last season of Ozarks. Oh, everybody's got theirs on top chat. Guys, remind me to say that when we're in one of these, to say that make sure you're not on top chat and you're on live. We need to cheat better. Yes. Oh my gosh. I don't know how Texas Jen, she's got to have 36 hours in a day. I don't know how she does that. Yeah, I've got to get going, guys, unfortunately. This was at the end. So, listen, guys, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for helping me in my road to recovery personally. I don't know what's happening, and I don't want to talk about it because I'll get sad, and that's not what we do here. We are happy, and we're going to stay happy, and I appreciate you guys that are joining, the members, that you don't understand how much that means to me. And once you become a member, you go over to you'll have access to the members icon on the channel, okay? And in there will be a link to Discord. And you go to Discord, you click that invite link, and the angels will come along and they'll get you situated. The VIP link is the main one. And just, it's a friendly, we put up memes and stuff in there. Get in there to get conversations started, and you drop ideas. And, you can DM me over there too. I really like it to be open. And I like to do a chat in there too. And like I'll do them. Texas Jim was asking me to do one last night after Friday Night Live, was to go over there. And that's my intention. Like right now, if I didn't have to leave, I would go over to there and be like, hey, you guys, our members, come over to the Discord, and I'll turn on the chat and we can all sit there and talk to one another. And so, because I want that interaction. We have to, I think that's very important for the channel to grow. And, but you guys are, yes, plenty of bunny and puppy pics. But guys, listen, thank you for being here with me this afternoon. Thank you for walking through some of this Idaho madness with me. And guys, until next time, be safe, cover your six, lock your doors, and look out for people. And New Zealand Mysteries, I'm worried about you. Now you gotta get that camera replaced. All right, love you guys. Take care. And gosh, man, it's so addicting. I don't want to leave. All right, Godspeed, everybody.
Well, I woke up to go get me a cold pop, and then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, "Oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire." Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. And then the smoke got her. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time.